Sup nerds, you guys want to see a dead body? Today we have Ragna OTK versus Gallantmon. I won the die roll, so I'm going first. I hatch Koro, Evo into Agu X, and then play Red Memory Boost. Get my Scourge on. I add the Greymon. Solar hatches Digimon. And hard plays Growlmon for 4 to give me 1. He had the opportunity to mulligan this opening hand, but I think he was hoping he would see the rookie because I guess the rest of his hand was good, but clearly that was a mistake. So I pop my Mem Boost and then Evo into Greymon. And then Evo into Metal for 3 to give him 2. And Evo's into War Growl, we both mill top 3. But sadly neither one of us have 5 cards in trash, so we cannot proc the effect. And at this point I'm considering Digimoning his War Growl just to reset him, but that basically empties my entire hand and kind of resets me. So after thinking about it, I realized that there's no real rush, so I can just set up to pop off on my next turn with War Greymon. Yeah, so if I Digimon him, I 1 lose my War Greymon, and 2 I end up with 2 cards left in my hand. So like if he Gaia Forces or something like that, like I just get blown out. So I Red Boost and add Ragna to my hand and set him to 2. He finally draws a rookie. About time. And the Evo's into War Growl X. Doesn't really get anything from it since I do not play Digimon on the field. It's pretty rare for Ragna OTK, or this my version, to play Digimon on the field unless it's just game. Then Evo's into Growlmon and raising for 2 to go to 0. Then he swings security for 8k. Does live. He did that because he knows I'm playing Raid War Grey. So like leaving it unsuspended is obviously bad for him. So he plays Takato to pass turn. I promote Pop Boost to go to 5. And this is just to save myself from randomly losing memory somehow. Evo into War Grey. So now I'm 15k for 2 checks. Swing through him with Piercing, draw from Koro. I just have to dodge a Crimson mode out of security for the first 2 checks. No Crimson mode. I just have to count some cards real quick, just to make sure I can do something. Alright, we hit the number. Digimon, Digicrossing 5 for 3 memory. Trigger Flamedramon's end of turn effects to DNA into Ragna. Ragna, trash the last 3 cards, and Blitz for game. Well, choking into 1 if that wasn't game, lol. And this is most people's reaction the first time this happening to them, is picking up the card and reading it. I've been playing Ragna OTK on and off for the past year almost, and that's almost everyone's reaction to the first time that I do it to them, is being dumbfounded as to what just happened. Which is fair. I mean, you're 3 security and your opponent doesn't have any swings. It appears they don't have any extra swings, and they're just like, no, I have game. Alright, so Solar chooses to go first for game 2. He did mulligan his hand, but he opened a rookie. And Evo's into it, and then Evo's into Gilmon X, and Evo's into Growlmon. So he opens up pretty well. And I hatch. Evo into my Agu X. And then what I should have actually done here is hard play my hero in hand and wait a turn to activate my memory boost to get a card deeper. So this is actually a mistake. Because if he Evo's into a level 5 or something, it's going to choke me to 1, air quotes, and then I'm going to go to 3 for my memory setter. It's like giving him 2 memory with a memory setter on my fields with what he has in his raising areas would make it very awkward for him to pass turn without like losing out on memory. So he promotes and then swings for 5k and draws from GG and dies to the 5k flame and security. Sadly, he did not see a level 5. Then he places memory setter and sets me to 3. And I'm missing a level 4 here, so I'm just thinking about how to approach the situation. So I have a rookie in my hand, and there's not really any rush. So what I do is I promote swing security for 4k because Agumon underneath triggers, and then hard play metal to give him 4. So that way I can hatch next turn and Evo into that rookie in my hand. And if he doesn't deal with my level 5, I can pop my boost and Evo into Warg and go to town his security a little bit. So he hatches, Evo's into Gilmon. Hard plays Gilmon, get his Scourge on. Yeah, I think the Black Growl is like the obvious hit there, because you Evo into it, choke me to 1, and get to potentially add a level 5 if you mill it. So he Evos into Black Growl for 2, mills top 2, gets to add a level 5 because he milled 1, very nice. So I hatch, Evo into Agu. Alright, so then I Evo into Alterous Mode for 0, Metal X for 0, plus 3k plus 1 security, pop boost, and then Evo into Warg for 3 to go to 0. Swing with Raid, unsuspend, he's 18k for 2 checks. Sadly, we check an X antibody, and he gains the memory, and it passes turn, and he goes to 3 from his memory setter. Very unfortunate, but I have 1 layer protection on my RagnaLoardmon, and he's 18k on his turns. Like, it'll be pretty tricky for him to clear that RagnaLoardmon with 3 memory and a Gallantmon and raising, thankfully. So Evo's in another Black Growl, we both melt top 2. He adds the Raid Gallantmon to hand. So Evo's into BT12 Ward Growl, attempts to pop something but cannot, so Evo's into a Gallantmon card for 1 fewer memory. So Evo's for 3, sets me to 5, and leaves that guy suspended on the field, or unsuspended I should say. But thankfully I have a hero in my hand that he doesn't know about yet. So I play it, swing, trigger hero to give him plus 2k, to run over his Gallantmon by 2k, and then pierce and unsuspend. So it's just 1 check at 14k. I just need to fade a Crimson Mode on this check. Check Takato. I think about swinging with my Warg first, but I realize swinging with the Agumon makes the most sense. Die the check and then attack for game. I swung with the RagnaLoardmon second because the RagnaLoardmon had a layer of protection from deletion. That way if I check like, I don't know, Gaia Force or something, I would still have game. But we do take a 2-0. Nasty Ragna OTK on game 1, but I appreciate you guys stopping by. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you're interested in this kind of content. Want to come back for more. But until next time, see ya.